glass. This one with glasses.
Well, hello everyone and happy solstice to you. It's good to see all your shining faces. Awesome. This is so nice. Can you hear me all right? Good. Awesome. Well, sorry, I'm trying to get my little sound equipment stuff all situated just right. Thank you for joining me today. This is a very special day for all of us. The summer solstice in the northern hemisphere and the winter solstice in the southern hemisphere. The solstice is just a very special marking point in the quarter of the year after the spring equinox, then the summer solstice, then the fall equinox, then the winter solstice. In the northern hemisphere, it's the longest day of the year. Southern hemisphere, shortest day of the year. Why it's important to us is because it doesn't matter which hemisphere you're in or how long your day is. The meaning here is about recognizing the light and how the light affects your point of perspective on what is happening in your life. So when we have a lot of light, often we feel good. We can see everything clearly, and we feel, full of energy. And when it's really dark out with very little light, often we feel clouded or like there are things hiding in the shadows and so forth. As human beings, that's just kind of the way we take things. However, when there's too much light, you can't go to sleep, you can't rest. And when there's not a whole lot of light, often there is an ability to quiet the mind and allow yourself to go inward. So it just, again, depends on how you're looking at things. And why I'm bringing this up before we get into the Star Teachers program is that in my meditations today, this morning, I do a lot of special practices on the solstices and the equinoxes. But in my practice this morning, I was told to talk a little bit about points of perspective and how that affects what's going on in the world around you. So the teachers are going to address this far more extensively than I will. But for instance, I'm looking at all of you. All of your screens are up on my screen, at least the amount that can be held on one screen. don't know how many people are on here actually, but as I'm looking at all these screens, I realize each of you is looking at me through your screen from a specific point of perspective. Geologically, geographically, you're in different parts of the world and different parts of, you know, the planet. And in more esoteric terms, you're looking at me from the perspective of where your mind is right now. And the same goes for me. I'm looking at all of you from this point of perspective. And if I were to move even a fraction of an inch, things would shift. Maybe imperceptibly, maybe not. So the teachers are going to be speaking a lot about perspective, light, and watching your mind and creating your reality in a much more conscious and positive way in this particular session. So I hope you will enjoy it. The session is also going to be bringing in, of course, lots and lots of whatever type of energy you need throughout. If you need healing of any sort, if you need balancing, certainly all of you are going to be receiving upgrades in different places, in different ways for your own benefit, so that you can benefit the world in a much more comprehensive way too. That always happens in these sessions. We will be starting with, they always want me to bring coherence between all of us who are watching and those of you who watch, you know, after the live recording. You'll be able to tap into all of this no matter when you're watching it or where you're watching it or listening to it, because time and space don't really distance us from this energy. So it's all for you. And I will say, those of you who are veterans of these sessions can pretty much attest to the fact that you may be hearing something completely different than your neighbor. And that's a good thing. It's all custom packed for each one of you. So that's beautiful. I'm looking to see, I don't think there's anybody on here who does not know who the teachers are, but just a little background. The Star Teachers are a group entity. I used to call them an extraterrestrial group entity, but they're far more than just extraterrestrial. They are, you know, interdimensional, multidimensional, as we all are, but consciously so. And even though they work as a kind of a group mind, it is a group of beings, they all have uniqueness. Each one of them still has an individuated personality or soul signature, and yet they say that they have evolved past the need for the ego labels and the need to, you know, jockey for a position of power over someone else. So they work as a concerted mind when they come in and start giving us lessons and working with us for healing or for advice. So they also say they're us on a different frequency. And for those of you who are not big into quantum physics or can't wrap your mind around that too much, I would just say you could also just think about them being us in the future, reaching down through the different layers of frequency, i.e. time, space, and so forth, to give us a message about how to bring ourselves up in our development so that we eventually do become them. And I think it's an interesting concept because they always say that we have already done this. In quantum physics, again, everything exists forever, all at once, in the same place. And we just have to tune into the different feeling states, the different frequencies, to tap into those different infinite timelines, if you will, and infinite iterations of you. And if you want to even get a little freakier, eventually you realize it's all you. All these faces that you're looking at, all you, they're just different points of perspective of you looking at the whole from one little facet or window. In fact, the background that I have tonight. It's a kind of a fractal piece of art. And if you were to zoom in on that, if those of you who are really familiar with fractal sets, Mandelbrot sets, and so forth, as you zoom in, you start to see that everything is, no matter how small, or zoom out, no matter how large, it's a repetitious pattern of the same thing. And yet they all have specific qualities. So that's really what all of creation is. We are part of a fractal hologram, and each one of us has so many gifts to offer, so many beautiful things to piece together with the other people that you see who are the other reflections of you or the other fractals of you. So I love that concept, because once I really started getting it, I could no longer feel deep anger, hatred, negative feelings towards another person, no matter what they're doing. I might not like what they're doing, the act or the activities, and I might have feelings about that, but the person I could never hate or have terrible feelings about, because I realize they're just another point of perspective of me. If I hate them, I'm hating me, and vice versa. If I don't treat myself well, I'm not treating anyone else well either. So a few little heady concepts tonight before we get started, but that's kind of where we are with the star teachers. They are beings who I saw physically about 15, 17 years ago in a healing session that I was having with a terminally ill woman. And they came through and literally came into the room as physical beings and showed me a few things. And they continue to show me a few things as I develop in my own modalities of being of service to others. And I really love them. But come to find out, they've always been my guides. And I just didn't know them because they weren't apparent. I just knew someone was guiding me. So, but really they're all of us, and they are here to touch each one of you tonight in a special way and kind of switch on some of the things that might have been put in sleep mode or maybe on half power, so that you can really amp up your own abilities and help the world in a very challenging and yet very exciting time. So so anyway, ever since they came through physically, they have not left me alone for 1 second. So I hear them all the time. Those of you who do sessions with me, often you can't tell if it's them talking or me talking, except they talk really fast and they're really direct and not as ooey gooey as I am. But so tonight we're going to do a few things just to get into heart coherence with each other, so that we can raise our vibrational state to such a degree that it's easier to perceive and receive the messages and the energy that they're sending to us. Everybody on this program right now that I can see, and I know if you're listening to this or watching this in the future, you have to be pretty high in your energy or you wouldn't be drawn to this. So you're already pretty much there, but I still like to foster that heart coherence for whatever we're doing, because it feels so good to be connected to the other parts of ourselves. So we'll do that. It's just a little simple breath work, maybe one little mantra to kind of bring us into a high vibratory state. And then the teachers will come in and they usually give a message. And then they will give a guided experience. And what that will be tonight, I don't know. I never know. It just comes through. So be sure that you are comfortable. You don't have to do anything special, but if you want to, you can, put an eye mask on or get a blanket or whatever for the guided part. It's quite profound most of the time. And then after all of that, they will open up the floor for questions, a question and answer or an interactive part of the program where you can ask questions. And that usually goes really seamlessly. People just either use the raised hands function on Zoom or they just wave and they will call people out. My body will be doing the engineering part of this stuff, you know, clicking people on and so forth, but I'm not really that present during all of this. So I won't be chatting in the chat. You all can if you like, but don't look for me to, you know, come in and interact with you while all of that's going on. Other than during, you know, like right now, if you have questions, which I'm going to ask, if anybody has any questions or comments before we get started, now's the good time to do that. And just real quickly, I'll have you introduce yourselves to each other. You can just say your name, because some people don't have their names on their little screen. Just your first name if you want. And any little thing, you know, 30 seconds to a minute about why you're here or any message you'd like to give. That also brings heart coherence. And I think it's wonderful to be part of the group. One thing I want to say is from past experience, I've learned this. If you are here live or listening in the future, it is not a mistake. It is not a coincidence. It is not even serendipity that you chose this time to do this. It means that you are here on purpose to work symbiotically with the rest of the participants to bring our world into a much finer place as a whole. So thank you in advance for that. Okay, so I thought I would start with introductions and we'll just go. If you're looking at the screen view with everybody on it, I don't know what yours looks like. I'll just start with Deborah Hollis, and then you can just go however you can go. And if you need my help to direct it, I will. Deborah?
I'm Deborah Hollis, out in New Mexico, and I had the pleasure of being with Wendy and Debz for Seeing Beyond Eyes, 4 weeks ago? Not very long, so I was curious what this was about and decided to join in.
Thank you, Deborah. Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
And Wendy's on here somewhere too, and we'll have her talk a little bit too. But we did a big seminar. I was very honored to assist Wendy Gallant with her Seeing Beyond Eyes seminar a couple weeks ago, and Deborah was present. It was a very powerful seminar, actually learning how to see and do things blindfolded. It's really amazing. It's quite a modality. So thank you, Deborah. Yeah, there's your little mask. Okay, Steve? Oh, let's see. We've got two Steves. Steve Q. You can just introduce yourself real quickly.
Okay, I got my mic on now. I'm Steve Kresma from San Francisco, California, and I'm just constantly seeking my purpose and why I've been connected, why I've been chosen. It's still pretty much a mystery to me. And I just think the more I get together with other people, the more I find out. And that's basically why I'm here. I'm just seeking more wisdom.
I love that, Steve. Thank you so much for being here. It's good to see you. It's been a while.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
Thank you. All right. Carol?
Yeah, hi, Debz. Well, I'm a big supporter of Debz. I know some of you from the last CE5 retreat in Northern Michigan. And, just it's an honor to be with you all tonight and to be alive in this time of raising frequency, body changes.
Mm-hmm.
And very much wanting to be with high frequency community, and started Nancy Rebecca's intuition school about a year ago. So everything has changed in my life like crazy. I'm loving all of this. And I'm so happy that Debs is doing this tonight on the solstice, where I slept 13 hours today.
Oh,
So
so jelly.
there's
Good.
something going on, something going on.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Thank
Good
you.
for you. Well, it's always a blessing to have you here, Carol. Thank you for your presence. Uh, Mr. Klee, Matt. Gotta unmute.
Yeah, I'm trying. My mouse decided to die just at the right
Oh,
time.
that's okay. I'm sorry.
So, so fortunately, something popped up and it allowed me to just click enter. Hi, Matthew Clay. Normally in Massachusetts, close to Boston, but in the summers up in mid Wisconsin, and I met Debs and Wendy and others at Modalities retreat at Big Arb up here a few years ago. We have shared some very interesting events and things there, and looking forward to this year as well. I'm president of a nonprofit. It's got about 125 members in it now, that is focused on trying to manifest devices for 0 point energy, so over unity electricity and validate it and give everything away free, the whatnot. So that's what we're focused on. A big part of that is consciousness development. So we have a big team working on various modalities of consciousness and stuff. And I'm a newbie to all of this. So yeah, newbie,
Yeah.
less than 10 years, more than 5, but on a fast rise, so I'm here to just keep getting pushed. And I'm looking forward to whatever happens.
Oh, thank you so much, Matt. Your work is so amazing and so needed in our world. And thank you for actually wanting to share it with the world once it does come to fruition. And I know it's coming to fruition. So thank you so much. Wonderful. Wendy? There
Hi,
you
everybody.
go. Yay.
I have the huge pleasure to work with Debz. I would support her the ends of the earth and back. But she and I, the workshop that we just held was mind blowing. It seriously was mind blowing, and everybody was so great. But Debz is contributing to it, made it absolutely mind blowing. I think everyone there just loved Debz and what she's doing and that. So, and I had the unbelievable pleasure. Can I say this, Debz, what happened the last day?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I had the unbelievable pleasure in the morning before I went down to see everybody in my meditation to have the star teachers come in.
Mhm.
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was mind blowing. And then I went downstairs and I talked and I was just like, Deb, I have no clue what I said. She's going to give me the recording. But it was incredible. It really was incredible. I was a little emotional that morning, and they just pushed that all aside and just came in and just whatever they told me. But
took
thank you,
the-
Debs. That was incredible. It really was.
Well, I didn't do anything. It's all you. So just as all of this that happens tonight and anytime we get together with the teachers, it's all you, really. I'm just the vocal cords that they use. So, but it was quite an honor to be able to work with all of you, you and your students, and it was really great. So,
Two people, I have to say, I saw the star teachers come in. I told Debs that. I saw them come in, and a good friend of mine, Sophie, also saw them come in. We both could describe the same thing, felt them touch us, the whole thing. So it was just incredible experience. So thank you, Debs. And
thank
thank you to them too.
thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh, it's a love fest. All right. Well, we'll go to Steve, sir. Oh, and look at the star teachers orb behind him. How cool.
Hi, yes, I'm Steve Serrard. I was one of the lucky students with Wendy last week, and Debs as well, and Deborah, that was introduced to your lovely work, and I found that very profound, very, very moving. So it's, as I said, new as well. When somebody else, as Matthew said, he's very new as well. So this is completely new. So I'm enjoying that, and I'm glad to hear these wonderful progress that you had, Wendy, with the Star Teachers. That's great to hear. That's great to hear that the energies are coming through. So this is my journey, continuing journey on my expanded and learning and knowledge of self and more. And so I'm very grateful, very grateful. Thank you, thank you.
Oh, so grateful for you too. And you had some adventures during the seminar as well. So
Yes,
it was really delightful to watch people develop their skills so quickly.
it was wonderful.
Again, mind blowing is the word. So,
Mm.
yeah. And thanks for the Star Teachers picture. That's amazing. Oh my God.
Thank you.
Awesome. Okay, my friend Marty. Hi.
Hi, I'm Marty Burbach from Sacramento. I've known Debz for a few years now. Have participated in the Star Teacher events. So I'm very happy to be here tonight, and got to meet Debz back in May in Wisconsin. That was very cool.
At the
So
expo. Yeah. Fun.
yeah. So anyway, very happy to be here.
Thank you, Marty. Always the big love. Thanks. And my dear friend Paul.
Hello, my name is Paul. I'm from Wisconsin. Um, I'm here really also to learn. I met some of you last year at Big Arb as well, and it was amazing. And I'm coming back this year, and it's gonna be even more amazing. I just am enjoying everything. I'm learning more about what has personally happened in my journey, and I'm just trying to understand more, and what a better teacher than Mama Shakti here. So I everything that she does, I try to get to, and I love to just, because she has so much to teach me, and everybody that attends also shares in that teaching, in those teachings. So I appreciate everything that everybody offers me, and I appreciate being here. So thank you.
Thank you, my teacher. You're a great teacher too, my dear. So
Uh,
thank you for being here. And Desiree, hello.
Hello. Thanks for having me. I'm really excited about this class. It's the first one of yours that I'm able to attend, so I'm super excited. And then I met you at a conference. I believe it was the one in Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
And I just happened to be in the class there and just felt the energy, and it was just incredibly magical. So the fact that I'm here tonight, I'm super excited. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, I'm just excited about that. And the other thing is I'm from Sycamore, Illinois, and I just really enjoy working with you. So thank you.
Well, thank you, my love. And just so people know, you may see if she leaves her camera on, Desiree is a supreme energy worker herself. And the way that the energy works in her is through a lot of somatic and body movement. So you'll see this happening. Those of you who were at the Contact Modalities Expo about a month ago up in Wisconsin, during my quantum hypnosis offering, where we did a quantum hypnosis session on stage, she was at the back of the room for 2 solid hours moving the energy. I had never met her. I didn't, but I recognized a super soul when I saw one. And I'm like, oh, thank you, because it was a very crowded, big room, big auditorium, and the energy in there was fantastic thanks to your help. So thank you again for that. Thank you. All right, Craig, hello. So good to see
Hi,
you.
I'm from Alabama, and I met some of you at Big Arb and in Wisconsin, and I'm trying to learn and help and want us to have world peace and everybody get along, and very grateful and honored to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
I'm
dear
very lucky.
friend. We're lucky to have you too. Thank you for your presence. Lori Mills, hello. She may have left the room. And please, no, you don't have to say anything if you don't want to.
No, I'm here. I'm
There
just
you
having
are.
technical difficulties.
Oh, it's okay.
That's okay. So I'm Lori. I'm from Illinois, and I met Debz at the contact modalities, and I think I went to one of Wendy's sessions too. And ever since then, I have just been on a fast track. The bar has been raised. It's been incredible. I feel so grateful in listening to everybody. I've been taken away something that was like, oh, I feel that way too. So it just feels like I have a whole new group of friends. So I'm really looking forward to this, and I am going up to Big Arb in August, so it's going to be fun. So
We're going to have
thank
a
you.
lot of fun. Thank you, Lori. Thank you so much. All right. Okay, well, I think that's all the ones we have on board with us right now. So we're going to get started. Please know that you can take a break anytime you need to. It's not going to bother anyone as long as you don't turn your mic on until the question and answer part or the end part. We're going to start with just a little bit of breath work, and I promise nothing really crazy. I know those of you who work with me a lot, sometimes I can get pretty wild in the breath work, but for tonight, what we want to bring is just coherence of the heart and raising our vibrational state. So we're going to do a little bit of breath work, just a few minutes, and then just a long rolling Om chant at the end, where you'll take a breath, you'll intone the sacred sound Om for as long as you can, and then you'll take another breath and do it again. And try not to get hung up in hearing me. I'll mute myself after a while and just have the recording of some monks doing it, but listen to your own voice as you do it. It will help vibrate the crystals in your pineal gland, just as the breath work does, and it will help activate your access to the quantum field via that pineal gland. And it also just feels really, really good. So we'll do that, and then once we get into that coherence, you'll just, there's usually no special preparation or anything. The teachers will just come in and start to speak, and you can make yourselves comfortable however you like and enjoy that part of the program. And then at the end, they'll open up the floor to questions and answers. So feel free to ask any question you like. Just remember, I always give this caveat: be careful what you ask, because they will tell you exactly what you need to hear, whether you really want to hear that or not. So, and they can be very direct. So, but don't be afraid. Express yourself however you like, within, respectful boundaries of the other people, and ask any question you like, because like as not, your question may be something that a more shy person might want to ask. So never be afraid to ask a question. And then I'll come back at the end, okay? So we're going to begin with just a simple breath pattern. It's the one that I like to start with usually in my programs, and it is the 4-4 breath. You're going to really breathe into the deep belly and use your diaphragm. Really get relaxed first. And we're going to breathe in for a count of 4, and then we're going to exhale for a count of 4. And for those of you who really want to add a little oomph to the breath technique, as you're breathing in, you might want to squeeze the pelvic floor muscles up just slightly. It's called the bliss breath, but you'll just squeeze as you inhale and relax the pelvic floor on the exhale. And then we'll go into speeding it up just a little bit to a 2-2 breath. And for the very brave, if you feel like it, only if you feel like it, we're going to just do a 1 count, breathe in, breathe out for just about 30 seconds. And then we will take a deep breath in, we'll hold and squeeze everything for a moment, and then we'll exhale all the breath out at the end of that whole sequence. And then we're going to just stop breathing altogether. Now that's the thing that freaks people out at first. Don't let it freak you out. You just want to relax everything when you let all that breath out, and just feel, and you just keep your eyes closed and just feel. And when you can't hold your breath anymore, you can take a little sip of breath in like that and then blow it back out and relax some more. And you can do that several times until we all come back and take a giant breath in. And we're going to hold that in for a little while. And then we're going to relax and we'll go into the teacher's part of the program. Okay. There was one other thing I wanted to say here before that. Oh, okay. And before we start the breath work, well, it's kind of the entree into the breath work. I want you to do something with me. We're going to take a deep breath in through the nose. Usually with all of the things we're going to do tonight, it's going to be breathing in through the nose, breathing out through the mouth. And I want you to take a nice deep breath in through the nose and then hold it and look up as far as you can with your eyes. Squeeze and close your eyes softly and exhale and let your eyes drop behind your closed eyelids. And now take another deep breath in through the nose, and as you do, pull up on the pelvic floor and lift the eyes up and let them look out like the top of the head, if you want to think about that. Don't raise your chin, just look up and hold and squeeze. And then as you exhale, let the eyes relax back down and relax the body. And then one final time, take a deep breath in, and as you do, squeeze the pelvic floor up, lift the eyes up, look up out the top of your head. Look up. And then as you exhale, let the eyes relax where they normally sit and just relax your facial muscles, relax everything. And then we'll start this 4-4 breath. And we can get the music going. And it's just very simple, and I'll count it for you. And remember to stay relaxed, and it even helps sometimes to smile. So here we go. Inhale, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. In, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. And in, 2, 3, 4. Out, 2, 3, 4. 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 Now 2, 2. And out, 2. In, 2. 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 Out, 2. Now faster. 1, 2. In, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out, in, out. Just a few more. And in, out, in, out. Now, everyone, take a very deep breath in. Lift up and squeeze. And exhale fully. Eyes closed, drop your chin, and relax. Relax everything, everything, everything. Now, as you're relaxing, remember, as I said, if you can't hold the breath anymore, take that sip of breath in and then blow it back out and relax again and hold the breath. You can do that as many times as you like, but try to go past your edge a little bit. Because when you do this, all of the thought files in your brain start to reorganize. Everything comes into coherence. Your heart, your mind, your spirit, the cosmos, the world. Again, if you need to take another little breath in and then blow it out and relax. Relax every muscle in your body. Notice how you feel. All right, now everyone take a giant breath in and squeeze every muscle in your body and pull that energy up, 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 and up to the head, up to the pineal gland. Squeeze it, vibrate all those crystals in that little tiny gland. And this acts as a radio transceiver, or I like to say a cosmic satellite that squeeze every muscle in your body. Excellent. And then release. And relax. Let your chin drop and breathe normally for a few moments. Take note of how you're feeling. What does your body feel like? Do you see anything behind your eyelids besides black? Relax your jaws and your shoulders and everything. Just breathe normally now. Just close the door on the outside world now. And as we do, we're going to begin chanting the Om chant. This is a very powerful sound. It's the sound of the universe giving birth to itself. Now suddenly, there we go. So remember, you're going to take a deep breath in and then you're going to intone this as long as you can on the exhale. And when you have no more breath, you'll take another breath in and intone it again. At your own pace, feel it vibrating through your body. And as the chant begins to fade away, let it become silent within you. Let your breath be soft and gentle. Let your body relax completely. You may stay with your eyes closed, take any comfortable position you like, or you may have your eyes open, it doesn't matter. And at this point, the teachers will come in and they will take over the program from here. And greetings to all of you. We are the Star Teachers. You can just call us the teachers, or you can call us nothing, for we don't have a name really. That's for your benefit. But in this moment of your time, as time exists in your mind, we come through with great depth of gratitude and eternal unconditional love. For you are our future ancestors. Without you, we would not exist. But because we see your struggle, because we see your pain, because we know the challenges that you are going through now, we reach down through the frequency layers to bring you a message of encouragement, hope, and of intelligence, bringing through on the carrier wave of the words that you will be hearing in this transmission is the much bigger, energetic proliferation of information that you need to move forward, to do the things that you need to do in this lifetime, which is the pinnacle lifetime of all lifetimes you've ever lived on this planet in this dimension. This is the one where you and the rest of humanity, at least those who want to follow along with you, will make the jump from the third density to at least the fifth. What does this mean? It means that your focus will change and you will sustain the perception of a different type of reality, one that no longer is tethered to the slow, rigid rules of duality, karmic patterning, low vibrational experiences or emotions that you are here now. In this world, which is the world that you constructed for yourselves, you have learned many things, but it's time to move forward. It is time to jump ahead to a place where you are liberated in a much greater sense so that you can become co-creators consciously with each other, so that you can help to lift up the world, especially those who are not quite awake yet or who have just awakened and who are very confused. This will continue on for a little bit of a bit of time, as you call it. It may seem as if the world is falling apart, and yet it's coming together. Oh, is it coming together? On this solstice day that you celebrate, the light, no matter whether you were in the half of the world that has the most light in a 24-hour period or the least light in a 24-hour period, the message is still the same. The light is what is shining on what you are perceiving from your point of perspective in the holographic jewel of life. Your point of perspective is unique and perfect and divine, just as all points of perspective are. In this time of the recognition of light, light shining so brightly that you cannot hide things that have been hidden before, and shadows that are allowing us to introspect, to take heed of the deeper meanings. These two sides of the coin, if you will, of the aspect of light. You could insert the word consciousness in that space. These two sides of the coin are just merely the balance of who you are. Light and shadow, neither is better than the other, but you can use both to your advantage. This is what the self-aware conscious beings who have ascended to the higher levels, as we have, use for their guiding compass, if you will, their navigational technique. In the time that you're living right now, things are cacophonous and confusing, sometimes frustrating, exciting, and all the other emotions. Sometimes they can be frightening or disappointing or downright frustrating. You, as enlightened beings, illuminating yourselves with your inner light, are starting to realize that it no longer serves you to be angry or to remain frustrated or to take sides. If you haven't already had that realization, it will be coming to you shortly. This is part of the process. As our partner spoke about at the beginning of this session, it's all you. Everything is all you, and the different reflections or fractals of you. And so, seat yourself in compassion, in unconditional love as much as you can, and also remember that you are looking at life where you live right now from a very close-up macro view. When you're looking at things so closely, you can't see the big picture or how everything fits together perfectly, which it does always. So try not to judge. But for those things that seem awful, despicable, evil even to you, our advice to you, and really we're just reminding you of what you've already done because you've already done it and you continue to do it in this layer. What you've already done is to realize that if you see something that is discordant with what your soul says is best for the highest good, don't try to fight it, don't hate it, don't try to block it out, don't resist it. Rather, ask yourself, what is the opposite of what I am perceiving? And then the second question would be, how can I do something, an action that is the opposite of this to bring more good into the world rather than to feed that which is not so good. That's a lower vibrational state, let's just say. And we do want to remind you that really nothing in life, in creation, holds a firm meaning. Depends on your point of perspective, as is also colored by your past experiences that will trigger how you feel and label a situation, a person, an activity. And so we remind you to stay neutral as much as possible, to be the benevolent, fair witness, the observer of all of life. If you see something that is discordant and bringing pain and suffering to yourself or others, again, ask yourself what the opposite of that would be. And then what can you do that plays into that opposing force for the good? For instance, if you see people being treated unfairly because of a difference in the color of their skin or their belief system or where they came from, and that feels discordant to you, ask yourself what you can do that is just the opposite to help tip the scales on that energy. Could you be kind to a person who is different than you, including the people who are being despicable, if you will, in this case? Remember, every ounce of positive, loving, and peaceful energy you can put into the world and into yourself changes everything. It doesn't just change that one situation. It doesn't just change how you see it in your mind. It literally rewrites the program. And if you do it, it is contagious and it helps other people to realize it, whether you go out and stand on a soapbox and preach this message or not. The energy is contagious. The more you try to be in coherency with all of life, bringing harmony, peace, love, goodness, and helping others to be abundant, loving, and peaceful souls. The more you turn this into a self-generating energy machine of its own, and fairly quickly, the scales will tip, and you will no longer be in the same energetic density of this world. You may still find that you're in the earth plane and that you are still living in the same house, the same town, with the same friends, or for the most part, and yet things will have shifted. And they will continue to shift the more energy you put towards this. We could give example upon example of how this is already being done and how it's changing very rapidly. But we can also say, be careful of the diet that you feed yourself, especially your mind. You've always heard that you are what you eat. We say you are what you consume. And that goes for news stories, gossip, propaganda, social media, programming of all sorts. We encourage you to break away from the addiction to being attached to these things. It does not hurt to keep an eye on what you call the world. But the world is a moving target. And really, the world is a reflection of what is going on inside you. If you want to change the world, take more time going inside yourself and bringing coherence there. And watch the outside start to change. And the more of you who do this together, in larger and larger groups, all over the world, there starts to become a critical mass situation where things shift. And this is how you do what we say you did, so that we can exist. The story goes that you do that in this timeline. In fact, it can get very close to a cataclysmic annihilation of the human species, but it doesn't, because you hit critical mass with the goodness and the gentleness of your hearts, and suddenly people's inner eyes open and they realize that they have been blinded by a false light, and that false light is fear. The fear of not having enough, of never having enough. And it's just a lie. Everyone has enough. There is abundance for all if you can let go of the fear. Remember, the fear that is most prevalent in all beings' minds is the fear of death. But that's a lie, because there is no death. There's only change of form and function in each energetic iteration. All beings, all things, all existences in every dimension and frequency are made of the same energy, all vibrating in different rates of frequency. That's all it is. To be in this physical world, the energy must be very slowed down and very rigid so that things feel and are perceived as solid, but they're not. When you move upward in your vibrational states, you will see that things work so much easier when you're not bound by the heaviness of this place. Not that it was a mistake to build this place. It was for your learning. You did a great job, but now you're ready for more. And so in this lifetime, the one you're living right now, the focused on right now, you will find yourselves hitting escape velocity with the different practices and the gatherings of your tribe, of your soul family. And like a rocket, you'll raise up from the gravity's hold and move into a new era, a new era of the new human, or what we call Homo Luminous, the being of light. And from there, you create a much better place for everyone, much more equitable on this planet. And when you're finished with that little task, you become truly interstellar, and then you become interdimensional, and then you figure out how to live with or without a physical form at all, using them at will. You learn how to literally move through life at the speed of consciousness fueled by love, which is what we're doing right now on a very rudimentary basis, because we are children just like you. There are layer upon layer upon layer of other beings who have gone way farther than we, and they are you too. So there's a lot to look forward to. There are many things that you can do to help yourselves, but the main thing we want to talk about this evening that is the most crucial is to go within, to have as much quiet time with your soul as you possibly can, to be in stillness and solitude, whether that is on your meditation cushion or that is out in the woods, being in nature, or in those quiet moments after you've gone and been of service to other beings. Very important. But you must start to remove yourself from always feeling like you need to be paying attention to what is happening in the outside world. It will take care of itself if you come inside and allow all of those segments of your being to become coherent again. And it feels so good to do that. If you can even do it for a slight second, it feeds you for the rest of the day, and your aura, your energy field, transmits that energy to everyone you meet throughout that day. It ripples out into the world. And so it is not a selfish pursuit. Take time to do this. Be kind, be loving, be compassionate. Try to be as neutral as you possibly can, but laugh and play and be joyful and be grateful as well. There are many things that you can do with what you have learned in this world. Each one of you has a plethora of gifts to offer. Go with what your heart says to do in each and every moment. Do what brings you joy, and do what can bring others joy. And we promise you, you will not go astray. And as we've said, we know you already have done it, or we wouldn't be here now. We can look back through the layers of what you call time and see that you've done it. Like peering into a crystal ball, we see ourselves in you, and we are eternally grateful. That is our message to you for tonight. Simple, one that we've repeated many times, but it bears repeating. And now, if you are ready, we would like to take you through a little bit of an experience to help seal this in and to help turbocharge the gifts that we are pouring in the upgrading part of this work. And so if you like, you can get as comfortable as you please. And we invite you to just relax. And listening to the words, allow yourselves to feel. Feel what it's like to become like the molecules, the atoms of your atmosphere. Lighter than a feather. Relax your body and your mind and allow yourselves to just expand. Expand into the waves of energy that make up existence, the cosmos. See yourselves releasing the need to hold a physical form. Perhaps let the physical form dissolve away for a moment or two. And see yourselves as a beautiful, colorful mist spreading out through the cosmos, like a cloud of love. As you relax very deeply, let your consciousness expand, let the imagination take over. What would it look like to travel throughout the cosmos with no need of a vehicle or even a body? And what's so amazing is you can see, or better yet, perceive, without any eyes. You can hear without any ears. You can smell without a nose. You can taste without a tongue. You can feel without skin. Because you are everything. Let creation flow through you, and let yourself flow through creation. Unlimited. Unfettered by any limitation. Feel the energy as you relax more deeply, and the more deeply you relax, the more vast and deep you become. The higher your level of perception. Until that perception is able to key in on those of us who are you at this level. See us now in your own way. Allow that perception to come into your conscious awareness. But it's in a different way than just using your eyes. You feel. You are us. We are bolstering your energy system so that you can capacitate the higher frequency that is flowing through you now. Upgrading every system so that you can literally be us when you walk the earth as a human being. Human, but more human than human, being yourself, saving the world, one breath at a time, one smile at a time, one idea at a time. Feel as we merge with you this energy, this blessing, this grace, this bliss, And know that it filters down and crystallizes even in your human body. If there is healing needed, or balancing, or bolstering, or comforting, give that permission to happen now. And know that it is so. Feel that. And then if there is something that you truly, truly desire, don't be afraid to set that intention that you will receive it in the next few moments, and that it will integrate into your being in such a way that at the end of this time together, you will be able to utilize it perfectly. You'll be able to use your gifts to help the world, to help yourself, to bring coherence with the rest of the cosmic neighborhood. Merge with us now and feel all of this happening, and intend the things that you wish to receive. Don't hold back. Intone them in your heart. Etch them in your energy. And we will comply from our end of the spectrum. Feel the ecstasy as we merge in this beautiful eternal dance of reciprocity and love. Relax. Release all attachment. Just allow. Feel yourself being infused with a special energy, a special nourishment of support, a precise prescription just for you. If there is anything that you have on your heart that needs to be bolstered or helped in any way, or if there's a desire that you have been unable to attain up to this point without being attached, allow that to be taken care of. And in your infinite vision, for you can see all directions, all dimensions, forward, back, and in between, allow yourself to perceive yourself in perfection, in harmony, having everything you need when you need it, which is your true nature. And having cracked your cosmic egg and flown out into the infiniverse, you now are able to attract anything that you require or desire to make these desires come to pass, but only in the most harmonious and equitable good for all. Knowing you can never make a mistake, see yourself coming into this perfect form, however that looks to you or feels to you. And from this perfect form, see yourself creating a perfect life. Perfect life for yourself, rippling out and creating a perfect life for all the other iterations of you. What would that world look like? What would it feel like? How would people live? What would your joy be in that world? If you could do something without having any obstacles, what would that be? Connect with that right now. As vividly, as viscerally, as emotionally as you can. Take a few minutes. And then remember, you must be a match to the frequency of that which you desire. Program yourself now. Program yourself to be a match to those frequencies, practicing whatever it takes to stay in those frequencies. Whatever brings you joy, energy, peace, love, gratitude, laughter, abundance. And then program yourself right now to keep steady and increase that frequency at all times, to be consciously self-aware as much as you possibly can, from waking and through sleeping, in day-to-day tasks and in extraordinary adventures. Create the new world with your focus, with your frequency. Only you can do this. And then promise yourself you will do whatever it takes to continue this practice. And remind yourself from time to time that the practice changes as you evolve. And new doorways, new opportunities to increase your energy and your frequency and your vibrational state will afford themselves to you when you're ready. Jump through those doorways with great enthusiasm when they reveal themselves. That is your path. For what you do for yourself, you do for the world. And you do for those of us to come. And then we invite you to take all of that energy, all of those dreams, all of those wonderful imaginings, and enfold them into your heart and into your mind and into your cells. And begin to bring your human self back together, hovering for a moment over what you would call your body, what we call your spacesuit, and see all of yourself flowing into it, enlivening it, beautifying it, perfecting it. Pour yourself back in and begin to seal yourself in like you have done so many times before, but this time you remember, and you will remember. You are not that body, you are not that mind. That is just a little form that you drive around to navigate this particular environment. You are everything and all things. And you have access to all knowledge and all resources at any time. Merely just get quiet, go within, and remember what this feels like. Tap into it as often as you need. And transmit this energy out as often as you can, continuously if you can, to help the rest of the world. And in so doing, you achieve what we said you achieved, and you become us. And for that, we're so eternally grateful. And so now, allow yourself to solidify, if that's what you want to call it. Come back into your form and begin to wiggle your fingers and toes, stretch, flutter your eyelashes, take some deep breaths, and come back into the physical reality, completely coherent with who you really are, with superpowers and abilities all switched on. The user manual is embedded in your DNA. You'll be able to do miracles like you never knew before and beyond. And then you can open your eyes as you're ready. And when you're ready, we will begin to take your questions in an interactive and joyful conversation. Take all the time you need. All right, so who will go first? Anybody have a question for us or a comment?
If I may,
Absolutely.
I'm supposed to be taking a class by Vision in September, level 3. After being with Wendy, I don't know if I should take it or not. And your opinion on this, please.
Well, we have no opinion about it because this is your choice, but we would say follow what your greatest joy would be, what your heart tells you to do. If you feel you have progressed, so to speak, past that modality, if it no longer is your highest excitement, it's okay to say, it's not for me now.
Thank you.
Thank you. And we might say that that's really how you make your choices in any and all things. Listen to your own heart and do what makes you feel the happiest, the most excited, the most passionate, the most curious. It'll never fail you as a guiding light, as a roadmap for your soul. You can't make a mistake. You can always go back and take the class later if you decide to.
Too true. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Who's next?
Oh, Debs, I have my hand raised, I guess.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
I'm grounded. You know, it's so difficult for me to ground.
Mm.
It's so amazing to be fully in the body,
Mm.
you know, and have that and be connected to the earth. So anyway, thank you all and the star teachers.
You're so very welcome.
I know it's very hard to ground and to have that feeling. Okay, my question. So I'm in a school of intuition,
Mhm.
started doing readings in April. And that wasn't my goal. It was just to, open myself to, more of who I am.
Mhm.
Well, I'm finding that I get such a joy from doing it that I've stepped into sort of a rapid growth. I don't know how to explain what's going on. My teacher has said that I'm built to do this.
Mhm.
And my aura starts, sparking. And so the more readings that I do, the happier I am. Like I said, I am so new to this because this was not, anything that I had dreamed of. So some insight, and I love this, some insight to continue with this, how to integrate it, keep myself grounded where I'm going. Do I have any blocks? Can they tell me about any hints where to go? Doors are opening. Just love to be of service. This just like ignites me. So what the heck's going on?
Well, what the heck is going on is your soul is finally able to communicate with your human mind. Your mind is finally open enough. You've done practices enough to come into a frequency where you can actually hear your soul speaking. And you said it yourself, it gives you great happiness to do these readings. You didn't start out to do that. Usually, when you find your path, you didn't start out looking for that particular path, it finds you. And that's not to say that the path won't change over time. It does. It always changes. It always morphs. It always grows. But for now, do what, and forever, do what makes you happiest. And you don't need to, that's maybe an obstacle for humans that they set up for themselves because they think they need to know where they're going at all times. It's all about control, right? You need to have the roadmap. You need to know where you're going and where the potholes are and where the goodie bars are. And you don't feel safe if you don't have, a way to navigate that. But the only way you should be navigating it is what is making you happy in the moment, and continue to do that to the best of your ability until it no longer makes you feel as happy as, say, something else shiny that comes up. The shiny things are okay to follow if you are being true to your soul. Okay, so doing readings right now is a wonderful thing for you, and it is a very important step in your development as to what you will continue to open up to in this life and beyond, and what you really are. You're just remembering who you are, basically. But baby steps, and don't try to figure it all out. And the only blocks you ever have are the need to try to control. Okay, and we're saying you rhetorically. We mean all beings do this. You want to know where you stand in relationships. You want to know, when the next promotion's coming. You want to know, what door of opportunity is next. And really, if you would just let go and enjoy yourself in the moment of what you're doing and really throw yourself into it, all of that takes care of itself. It really does. And you're doing a fantastic job of it, so we thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Anyone else? And please know it's okay if you have no questions right now, or if you do and it's a little too private. We will be always answering your questions in your dream states and your meditations, and surprise, when you least expect it. And so don't worry if you can't spit it out in front of a group here. We're fine with that. We hear your minds and we hear your hearts, so it's fine. But comments?
I have a question. This is Matthew.
Yes.
All right. So first of all, I in my organization that is working on 0 point energy devices and stuff, we do have and really appreciate all the help that we're getting from consciousness collectives such as yours. And I'm having a lot of fun with learning about or learning more. Not that I'll ever get there, but the process of learning about consciousness, consciousness constructs, and then I call down leveling down to the earth, the paradigm, and how in the how I might take advantage of that new knowledge to me and our group as we seek these devices that will serve humanity in power generation and health and that. So thank you for participating, and we couldn't do it without help, and it's appreciated.
Oh,
So in this new knowledge and stuff, we have a million different directions to go, and some of them are more complex and that. Is there any, and I know at different stages where we are not ready for certain information, and whether that's a consciousness thing or whatever it is we're not ready. We appreciate that.
Yes.
In this moment, is there something in this area of 0 point energy that you feel is appropriate to make me aware of now that might be helpful?
It's a really complicated question, but the really simple answer is keep doing what you're doing and it'll reveal itself. It'll be so apparent. You cannot hide from its light. Again, we're going to bring that notion of light in. And there's
that would be a very technical question
Yeah.
about some sonoluminescence in a certain
yes,
crystal I was reported. Okay.
Exactly. We're talking to you exactly about that, and you got it right away.
Okay.
Without saying too much out loud, because some of this is information that you need to hold close to the chest.
I get that.
That's
It's somewhat scary, and then that's yes.
Yeah, that's the direction that's the most optimal direction that you should be taking right now. Crystal
Okay.
and light. And then please know there's nothing to be afraid of. You know, there are all kinds of Machiavellian things that are happening in that planet and different layers of being and all that. Don't worry about it. It can't touch you. You keep your vibrational state high and that of your confederates, and you just keep doing that work. But without giving away the answer that you need to find out on your own, and you're this close, seriously, to it.
Okay.
Light and that special crystal.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Does that help?
That's encouraging. Well, that's encouraging. Yes.
Well, and we
I
want to say thank
brought
you.
all my stuff up here, so I'll be working on it.
Awesome. So glad. And just know that what you're doing right now, within the next year, is going to burst forth. You have less than a year now before it all starts to come together.
Oh, nice. In our time, of course.
Okay. In your sense of time, yes.
Yes.
So thank you for what you're doing, because it will make an incredible difference in the shift of, well, there just won't be a power struggle after this.
Undeniable is kind of what we're going for. Yeah.
Well, it will be undeniable.
In a way that's not threatening. Yeah.
Yes. And so thank you. And thank you for the goodness of your heart in the way that you're doing it. With integrity and love is the way to go. We thank you.
Thank you again.
Anyone else?
Yes, if no one has another question. This is Carol.
Hello.
I do. I don't want to cut in front of anybody, but what's going on with if they have anything to say, what's going on with the pyramids? What's going on with sound? and us beginning to hear these sounds that are our frequency, our vibration, pyramids.
Well, you're talking about a huge set of technologies that are all over your planet that have existed there for a long, long time when you're talking about time and your concept of it. And you're not just starting to hear the sounds or feel the vibrations. You're back into a frequency match where you can perceive them. You're the ones who built these things. So, you know, but you know, with certain explorations of different types of frequency, you lost touch with it, and now you're remembering. Okay, so that's what's happening. It's always been there. It's always all of these technologies, such as your friend Matt is working on, and some of these other folks are working on, whether they're consciousness modalities or working on how to make the brain work differently, or how to utilize energy, frequency, and vibrational states, i.e. sound and light and so forth. All of these technologies have always existed here and everywhere, but you're just starting to be able to perceive them again because you've raised your own vibrational state high enough to be able to see that. Does that make sense? They didn't stop working. They didn't get turned off, and you will be able to perceive the other forms of yourself who built them, and recognize them, i.e. what you might call extraterrestrials or ultra-terrestrials or interdimensionals or angels, or you know, whatever you want to call them. Everything exists right here, and it always has, but you haven't been able to perceive them because you were exploring in a lower layer of vibrational state. But now that you're doing all these practices, all of you could go to, let's say, Machu Picchu or to Giza, and you would be able to perceive far more than a lot of people who claim to be experts, who are working in those areas right now, because your frequency is different. Does that help? And there's no turning back either. I mean, again, we talk about light. If you go into a dark room and turn on the light switch, even for a second, you see what's in that room. You could turn the light switch back off, but you can't unsee what you saw. And so now that you're able to start to perceive this, and we say you again rhetorically, your civilization is starting to hear sounds, perceive energy waves, perceive beings, and get information downloads at these particular places. They're just conditioned spaces that hold information. They're just energy storing devices and energy transmitting devices for many different purposes. But that's happening now. And once you get to that frequency in this timeline, you won't forget what they're about, and you'll be able to accelerate and use them for the good.
Oh, use them. Aren't they pulsing? And
What's that?
they sort of pulsing and alive and
Yeah.
activating us and
And their consciousness as well. I mean, everything's consciousness. And so you're feeling the pulse of life within them, you know.
yes.
You
Yeah.
talk about, you know, people in your culture talk about spaceships or spacecraft. Well, they're not vehicles, they're just another form of consciousness, and they are blended with the consciousness of the beings who work with them. So are these other technologies, such as pyramids, such as, you know, megalithic monuments, if you want to call them that. But also the special conditioned spaces on this physical planet, the vortices. You can literally feel that, you know, and the higher you go up in your in your own energy frequency sustainment, the more you're going to be able to perceive that. You can walk anywhere and find these places of special energy and get downloads from them. So you're going to see more and more evidence of that in the next year, even in the next few months and on. Does that help?
Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you. Anyone else?
I kind of another fun one. I walk my dog. So this is a perception thing, and it came up based on what you just said. But I walk my dog, and there's a stream, and if I stare at the moving stream, yet there's the fixed tree or something, and so my brain is trying to reconcile movement against something stagnant, and then I avert my gaze to away from the stream. I see the land morph,
Yes.
the in it distort until it settles. And that's only a recent sort of thing. And during our session tonight, when near the end, my eyes were closed, but even in the gray of my eyes, I was seeing this kind of morph thing. And it occurs to me when or I question myself. The question now is, and this is in the same kind of time frame that I'm perceiving different colors,
Yes.
left eye, right eye, and some other things. So is that consistent with a growing awareness of different energy levels, or is it just my brain trying to write itself after, a more physical experience?
It is exactly what you said it is. You are growing in your ability to perceive and understand. If there's one piece of advice we can give all people, all humans right now, is stop believing in the lie that you're just making it up. That is just your brain doing something weird. Of course you're making it up. You're the creator. You've always made it up.
It's so fun.
It is
I
fun,
like it.
isn't it? And it's
Yeah.
fun when you start to remember that and you start to actually experience it. So what you're seeing behind your closed eyes is the nature of life. This is, where do you think all of the beautiful mandalas and mosaics and geometric forms and patterns that artists have created over the years, over the millennia, where do you think that came from? Inside here. And what do you think is inside here? The entirety of creation, which is you. So you're just starting to see yourself in a better light, right? So have some fun with it. This is another practice, and indigenous people used to do, is to watch running water and look for the spaces between the beams of light on the water, or to watch the leaves rustling in a tree or a plant and look at the spaces between the plant leaves, which is, when you think about it, is impossible because you can't see that fast, supposedly, but you can if you relax. And
I
that's
also
the
think
key.
I can see through
You can
one,
see.
two,
Yes.
something behind it. Yeah.
You absolutely can. And what you're seeing is energy forms
Right.
and light
Right.
forms and vibrational forms. And this is where it really starts to get fun.
Yeah. Well, that's good confirmation, because that was that's what it feels like is happening. But I could also
It is.
convince myself that I'm just making it up, but it's still fun. But no, it's
You're
good.
always making it up, and that's always right. And that is the right answer, and it is the correct answer, and it is an exciting answer. It's
It is
not
exciting.
it's not a frivolous serendipity, oh, just stop that. You're just using your imagination. Well, yeah, that's your biggest tool. So play
There's
with it.
no stopping. It's just
Yeah.
going. It's just
Keep
yeah.
going, keep going, keep
All right.
going.
Thanks again.
Thank you. Any other questions, comments? If not, we will let you go, and we'll bring our partner back just so that you can all say your howdy do's and goodbyes. But we just again wish to thank you for eternity for what you're doing right now, because what you're doing right now ensures that humanity moves forward and joins the cosmic community once again, and that the pain and suffering that you are witnessing or have witnessed yourself or even experienced yourself is soon to be a dim memory, but a learning, and you should be grateful for it. But now comes the exciting, fun stuff, as we were just saying. Now it's time to play and create and be the best you can be in every moment, and make every moment a sacred activity, if you can. Make every moment a sacred activity. And when you do that, you are the cosmic shaman, the creating worlds, creating universes, and we cannot wait to see what you do next. Thank you so much. In Lakesh, we are another you. Well, folks, how you doing? You okay?
Yep.
You
Just
can
fine.
turn your mics on. That's fine. This is just me. I don't mind.
Thank you. Appreciate all you did.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you. I hope you guys had fun, or at
Yes,
least learned something.
both.
Never know till I listen to the recording, but hope they were okay. Like, not too tough on you tonight.
No, it's all fun.
Good. I hear a bird somewhere. Does somebody have a pet bird or?
It's always informative and inspiring.
Oh, thank you, Steve. It's so good to see you. Yeah, I keep hearing a bird somewhere, so it's probably just outside somebody's window, but it's so delightful. You just hear it all the time. Little Tweety bird. So, guys, thank you so much for coming tonight, and thank you for your beautiful support. I love and adore each one of you. I'm just so humbled by everything, by all of you, and I have to tell you, I've had a heck of a last couple of weeks, personally, and this has just been the cherry on top of the Sunday for me today, just to be with you. It's just been so wonderful, and I'm so glad that you're here. Thank you. Thank you so much. And so I will post this recording on my Facebook page, or if you need, I can send it to you in an email or whatever, but it'll be posted on my YouTube channel too by morning, and then you can use it for, to go back in. I'm sure they gave you some kind of guided experience. If you want to go deeper with it, it changes every time you listen to it. And feel free to share it, spread it around. It's for the world. So I appreciate you all so much. And just keep in touch with me. I love all of you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
You.
Bye.
Have a great day or evening. Love you. Bye.
Have a great decade.